વિદ્યાર્થી મિત્રો, આજની આ બાયસેકની આંકડાશાસ્ત્ર વિષયની સાયન્સ ફેકલ્ટી માટેની શ્રેણીમાં આપ સૌનું સ્વાગત છે. છેલ્લા 3 ગુરુવારથી આપણે પ્રોબેબિલિટી અને એની ઉપયોગિતા જુદા જુદા ફિલ્ડમાં કેવી રીતે પ્રોબેબિલિટીનો ઉપયોગ કરવામાં આવે છે એના ઉપર આપણે ચર્ચા કરી. આજે આપણે ડિસ્ક્રીટ પ્રોબેબિલિટી ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન્સ ઉપર જોઈશું કે પ્રોબેબિલિટી તો રેન્ડમ વેરિયેબલ હોય તો જુદી જુદી એની ઇવેન્ટ્સ માટે જુદી જુદી પ્રોબેબિલિટી મળે. તો એ પ્રોબેબિલિટી પરથી કોઈ વેરિયેબલ ચોક્કસ કોઈક ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશનને ફોલો થાય કે ના થાય, તો એવા રેન્ડમ વેરિયેબલ માટે કેવી કેવી ટાઈપના ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન્સ હોય અને કેવા કેવા એનો ઉપયોગ થાય, તો એના વિશે આજે ચર્ચા કરવા માટે મારી સાથે સેન્ટ ઝેવિયર્સ કોલેજમાંથી પ્રોફેસર ગોઠી સાહેબ પધાર્યા છે. તો ગોઠી સાહેબ તમને ડિસ્ક્રીટ પ્રોબેબિલિટી ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન્સ ઉપર આજે તમને માહિતી આપશે. શ્રી ગોઠી સાહેબ.
મિત્રો, લાસ્ટ ટાઈમ આપણે પ્રોબેબિલિટી ઓફ એન ઇવેન્ટ વાળી વાત કરી અને બેઝ થિયરમ અને એના એક્ઝામ્પલ્સ શીખ્યા. સૌથી પહેલાં સેમ્પલ સ્પેસ a set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is called sample space and it is denoted by omega. Now if a die is thrown, suppose, then sample space is set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because there are 6 spaces on a die. Similarly, suppose 3 coins are tossed, then total there are 8 outcomes and they are HHT. We take all the heads, 3 heads, then 2 heads and 1 tail, HHT, HTH, THH. Then 1 head, 2 tails, HTT, THT, TTH, and 0 heads or all the 3 tails. So here sample space is a set of integers. They are ultimately real numbers. So sample space is a set of real numbers. So elements are real numbers. Here elements are not real numbers. In the case when 3 dice are thrown, then sample space omega is not a set of real numbers. So sometimes the sample space is a set of real numbers. In some cases it may not be the set of real numbers. So if the elements of sample space are not real numbers, then we can convert them into real numbers. So actually elements of sample space omega are to be converted. They are to be converted into real numbers. So that can be done by some function. We call that function x. Generally we denote a function by fgh, but here I denote this function by x, say. So the domain of this function is omega, codomain is r. So this function x from omega to r is called a random variable. So here, so actually elements of omega are to be converted into real numbers. So function is defined on omega. Now here they are already real numbers. So actually there is no need to convert, but then also if we define function say x from omega to r this way, say for all, generally we denote the element of omega by w. Of course it is small omega, but I call it w. So for all w belonging to omega, say xw is equal to w. So this is how, see, since they are real numbers, their images remain same, so ultimately elements are converted into real numbers. So this is the easiest illustration of random variable. Here one by one, if we take all the elements of sample space and define this function x, we get images, same images, and set of all images is known as, actually the set of all images for any function is known as range set. So here we call it action space or the space of x. We denote it by a. So a will be in this case 1 to 6. Similarly here they are not real numbers, so I define x from omega to r this way. So for all w belonging to omega, xw is equal to, see here there are not real numbers, so I write this way, number of heads in w. For example, if I define x on HHH, so here there are 3 heads, so x HHH will be 3. Say x HHT is 2, x HTT is equal to 1, and x TTT is equal to 0. So here x can take values 0, 1, 2, 3, and therefore the space of x is set 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I define one event, I write x is equal to x, say. It is the set of all those elements of sample space omega whose image is exactly small x. Again, it is a set of all those elements of omega whose image is small x. So small x is the image, and that should be, therefore it should be the element of A. So here particularly when x is 0, suppose, so here all those elements of the sample space whose image is 0, and there is only one element TTT whose image is 0, so this set will be T. Similarly, x is equal to 1, it becomes set of all those elements whose image is 1. So there are 3 elements, HTT, THT, TTH. Similarly, for x is equal to 2, HHT, HTH, THH, and set x is equal to 3 is equal to all the 3 heads. So this way, see, this is one, these all are subsets of omega, and therefore they are events. So actually the written in the bracket x is equal to x is nothing but the event, because it is a set of elements of omega, not all, and therefore it is a set of elements of omega, and therefore it is an event, subset of omega, and therefore it is an event. So these are the events. If they are events, we know how to find their probabilities, particularly when probability of this event, probability that x is equal to 0, here in the there is only one element, favorable one, total 8, 1 by 8. Similarly, probability that x is equal to 1, that is 3 by 8. Probability that x is equal to 2 is again 3 by 8, and probability that x is equal to 3 is 1 by 8. So this way we can find their probabilities also. Now I just write the values taken by the variable, say x is equal to x. It can take values 0, 1, 2 and 3 in this particular case, and I write their probabilities. The notation, other notation is small px. So for 0 it is 1 by 8, 3 by 8, 3 by 8 and 1 by 8. So values taken by the variable, random variable x, and their respective probabilities. So this table is known as probability distribution of the random variable x. A random variable, so here in general if I write say x is equal to x, values taken, say x1, x2, suppose it takes n different values, and their respective probabilities, I write px, pxi, so px1, px2, pxn. So this is called probability distribution. Now if here, if this table satisfies this condition that each pxi should be greater than or equal to 0, and total pxi, total sum of all this is 1. If these two conditions are satisfied, naturally in that case each probability will be bounded between 0 and 1. So in this case it is called probability distribution if these two conditions are satisfied. If I write all these probabilities, say px1, px2, pxn, so this we can write in this fashion also, probability distribution, and the function p is called probability mass function, actually probability function for a discrete variable is called probability mass function. A random variable defined on a discrete sample space is called a discrete random variable, discrete distribution, probability distribution. Then we may define, say, x is equal to x, this event. Actually, this is the set of all those elements of sample space whose image is less than or equal to this value x. Now, probability that x is equal to x, less than or equal to x, this probability is called distribution function of a random variable x. Generally, notation is simply we write fx or fxx. So this is the distribution function. Now there are certain properties also. It is bounded between 0 and 1. It is non-decreasing function. Probability that a is less than x, less than or equal to b is nothing but fb minus fa, and so on. Similarly, we define continuous random variable. This is about discrete random variable. Continuous random variable means a variable, if the distribution function distribution function fx can be expressed as integral, say, minus infinity to x ft dt, then the function fx, non-negative function fx, this small fx is called PDF. And if distribution function can be expressed in this form, then variable, random variable x, this x is called continuous random variable. So this is about the distribution function. Now, just this is some basic things about the random variable and probability function. This small fx defined in this manner, non-negative function small fx, is called PDF, probability density function. So actually probability function of a discrete random variable is a probability mass function, and probability function of a continuous random variable is called PDF. Now let us consider, let us go directly to the different distributions, probability distribution. Today we shall discuss only discrete distribution. So suppose we know experiment, random experiment, we call it trial also sometimes. A trial having only two outcomes, we call them generally success and failure, and probability of these outcomes remain constant, then they are called Bernoulli trials. Once again, the trials should have only two outcomes and their probabilities should remain constant throughout all the trials, then all these trials are called Bernoulli trials. Now let us consider a variable x. Remember that all Bernoulli trials are always independent. There is no need to say that they are independent because probability remains same. So suppose probability of success S is suppose 1 by 3. Second time also it will be 1 by 3 only. Or in the tossing of a coin, suppose probability of head we call head as a success because there are two outcomes, head and tail. So that is a perfect example of Bernoulli trials. Here see, first time suppose probability of head is half. If we toss the same coin again, then also probability of H will be half. So probability is not changed in the second trial. Probability of getting H does not change. So results of the second trial are not dependent on the results of the first trial, and therefore they all are independent. So this way Bernoulli trials are always independent because the probability remains same throughout all the trials. Now suppose x is a random variable, it takes only two values, say 0 and 1. So xw is equal to say 0 with say probability q, and it takes value 1 with probability p suppose. So a random variable x takes only two values 0 and 1 and with respective probabilities q and p. Naturally p plus q should be 1, total probability should be 1. Now in this case distribution of this random variable x is called Bernoulli distribution. We can find its rth moment, say expected r, that is value taken 1 raised to r into its probability p plus 0 raised to r into its probability, so ultimately it is p. So expected x, of course we have to define that also, but it is generally mean mu 1 dash, that will be p. Expected x square is also p, and therefore variance of x means expected x minus square of expected x, so p minus p square, so p into 1 minus p, that is the q. So x mean is p, variance is q for this Bernoulli distribution. The second is binomial distribution. So we consider a sequence of independent Bernoulli trials. Suppose we have n independent Bernoulli trials. Out of these n trials, suppose we want to find probability of exactly x successes. So out of these x successes can be obtained in out of these n trials. So x can take value 0 up to n. At the most all the trials may be success, in that case x is n, or no success, in that case it will be 0. So suppose we want to find probability of exactly x successes in n trials. Suppose probability of, so there are Bernoulli trials, these are Bernoulli trials, so there are two outcomes, say success and failure. I denote it by S and F. So occurrence of one particular outcome is a success, and if it does not occur, we call it failure. There are two outcomes only. And suppose that probabilities are, say p and q, small p and small q. Now this x success, we want to find probability of exactly x successes. This x successes can occur in different NCX ways. Out of this n trials, we should have any x successes, so that can be obtained in NCX different ways. One of these ways is, suppose S success, all the x